Hi everyone, I am back to talk about your blog project. So beginning in week 4, you're going to really start creating the content for your blog. So you're going to want to start thinking about a topic that would be really good for you to write about for your blog. So the project is going to encompass, I made the difficult decision when I found out that we were going to have a 9-week term. I decided that I was going to eliminate one blog post. So normally we do 4, but I just decided that it's okay to have 3. It still will be very good because you still have another project that you're going to have to complete. So I want to keep it manageable for you. So you'll be creating 3 blog posts, an about page, which is, it's not just a little bio about you, it's a whole different thing, and a resources page. So you are going to have 5 pages of content on your blog. You're going to really think about the topic, choose a niche for it. And so here, this student did Wandering While Broke. So she did a travel blog, and this was her niche. I think she did a nice job on this, making it her own. She customized the header. This is a widget, which is an image and text widget over here. So I thought she really did a nice job on that. So you want to decide on something that you really feel like that's interesting to you, that you can write about. This student did a plant blog, which came out terrific. Your botanical buddy, helping you grow from roots to buds. I mean, it's really, really nicely done. It's simple, but very, a lot of really good information. I really learned a lot about plants and how not to kill them reading this blog. As you can see here, we've had lots of food blogs. This one was Fab Philly Food, and it focused on just food in the Philadelphia area and restaurants. I've had students do food trucks, coffee, tons of music blogs, a wine blog, art. So really, I even had a student who did extreme rides, because she and her family, they're really into that. So she did a really nice job on that and making that really fun. So really, there is no topic that's really, I should say this, there's nothing that's off the table except for 2 things. One is it can't be illegal. So you could do like a cannabis blog, you could certainly do like a cannabis blog, but you can't do anything where it's about consuming it if it's not legal, or you know what I mean, in the state. So in PA, we're kind of getting there. So it just has to be completely legal for you to do that. So, I mean, but you could, and I tell my undergraduate students, as long as you're 21, you could do craft beer. I've had students do that. I had a student do a really fabulous wine blog, which was really good. So there really isn't anything, that's off limits as long as it's legal and you really think that you can write about it. If you're not sure, you're like, this student did something like where it was like a nerdy narrative, and he just wrote about, things that, some like movies and Star Wars, superheroes. 5 movies to get you introduced to nerd culture. So I thought he did a great job. And, the links to all of these blogs are in week 3 in your resources folder if you want to see these. And these are, all different topics. The only other topic that's off limits would be like a creative, like writing. Like you wouldn't be able to have posts that were your creative writing. You could do a blog though about poetry. You could do a blog about writers or books, but it just can't be it can't be too personal that way. You have to be able to sort of step back and write about it and use resources, so it's not purely creative work. But you can have a blog about creative work or the creative process, but it's, we're not going to be reading your poetry or your short fiction because we're just not equipped to do that. So, so that's what your blog project will be. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot that goes into formatting your blog. We will be working on WordPress, and I prefer that you work on WordPress Actually, 74% of all blogs, I think it was 70, was it 74? Okay, maybe it wasn't that high, but it was a really high number of blogs that are done on WordPress. And it was actually, I think it was 74. I'm going to look that up. But it was a really high number, and really, because some students don't like WordPress, and I get it. It's, you know, it has its shortcomings. It can be frustrating, but so can Wix, and so can Weebly, and Squarespace, and all of them. WordPress and Wix really are the best choices for free. They let you do a lot with free accounts, but WordPress I do think is more valuable to have on your CV. If you've already done a WordPress blog or something with WordPress and you really feel like you really know it, then you can come to me and we can talk about you doing it on another platform. But I really would like for you to stick it out on WordPress. Simply because it really is the #1 used blog for business to business and business to consumer, not just personal, but really for business blogging and branding. So we'll be doing that, and then you will be doing a feature article, which will have research in it, of course. But the idea behind this is that you're going to write it where you could publish this like in a digital magazine. So a little more formal than a blog post, like a little bit more formal, like a little bit more formal feature writing. But you could publish this on your LinkedIn. It could relate to your blog or something. So that's the third component of the course that we'll work on, and I'll start kind of poking you for topics and things like that around like week 5 and week 6, or like probably week 5 because of our shortened. So you'll be doing the blog, you'll be doing a feature article that you could ostensibly publish, on a blog or a website about digital publishing, some aspect of digital publishing that you find interesting. And you're not just limited to book or magazines. You could do video, gaming, you could do anything like that. Music streaming, TV, you could do Netflix. You could really do. I'm really open on topics for both the blog project and the feature article. They don't have to be related, obviously. So again, the key with picking a good blog topic is that you really can write about it. 3 posts doesn't sound like a lot until you're actually really doing it, and then you've got resources and an about page. So it is a lot. So you really want to make sure you're into it. So the difference between this kind of blog and the blogs that, let's say, those of you who are in my social media course, those blogs we did around a social media topic, and we used the blog to do those assignments. And it's a good example, and it's a good thing to have in your portfolio. But this is a different kind of blog. This is like you're just taking a topic and you're really creating it and branding it. Which is a whole different skill set. It has a lot more to do with your audience and your niche, and we get into promotion, monetization, we get much more into search engine optimization. So you're really going to learn a lot of skills beyond what you learned in any course where you had a blog or you were doing it. Okay, so start thinking about a great topic for your blog. You can certainly shoot me some ideas. Again, I am like really flexible on topics, and there's really not a whole lot that I can say that a student came to me and I was like, oh no, like I really don't even remember that happening. So as long as it's something that you feel interested in, let's go for it. So totally start emailing me right away with ideas. If you have a blog that you had started for another class, and it would fit into this, you can use that, but I have to see it first. You also, especially if it was with another instructor, you really need to do it formatting my way, because sometimes, so you might have created it in another class or maybe even on your own, but if you're going to use it or continue it or expand it, you have to follow the formatting requirements for this course. Okay, So reach out with questions, ideas, and I'm really excited to work with you guys on this blog because it's really going to be fun and I think you're really going to enjoy it and it's going to be fabulous for your portfolios. Okay, so I'll be back later, week 2. I can't get my big face off the screen. What happened? Oh, gosh. Figures. I know Brandon is laughing at me, and so are some of the others. There we go.